muchachos, welcome. Oh, why? I always hear myself 2 times. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Hello? Yeah. I don't know. I hear myself 2 times. That's like really throwing me off. But muchachos, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for more Inter Miami talk. It is good to be back after a what it feels like a long weekend with no content. I wasn't able to do any content for the game against DC United, so it feels good to be back. We're going to talk about a little bit about that game. We're going to talk about the upcoming game against NYCFC, and we're also going to talk about some news that has been kind of trending around Twitter as of the last couple of days. We're going to talk about Luis Suarez. We're talking about Lionel Messi extending his contract with Inter Miami. We're going to talk about Busquets potentially retiring. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. So strap up. It feels good to be back. I miss talking about Inter Miami, and work has been driving me crazy. So this is definitely gonna feel good. We already have Dan in the chat saying what's up, Dan. We already have Chris from the Better Herons. Shout out to the Better Herons. Actually, I was actually watching you guys the other day. I want to give you specifically a shout out, Chris, because I don't know why my comments are all the way up there, but I want to give you specifically a shout out because I heard you like made up a term called what was it? It was like mid of the match, and I thought that was hilarious. I thought this is an absolutely genius idea, and I can't wait for that shirt to come out on betterherons.com. So I thought mid of the match was insanely clever, and I thought it was hilarious. So shout out to you for coming up with that. I'm jealous. I might steal that from you at some point. But yeah, no. So we end up getting that win over the weekend against DC United, which was, we can dissect that game all we want all day long, and we can find all the little details and how it went wrong or how good it was, whatever the case may be. I'm just gonna have a couple of comments over it, but before we get into that, I do want to bring up the comments about Busquets. I want to talk about the comments on Messi. Let's talk about Busquets first, though. Supposedly, it says breaking: Sergio Busquets will confirm his retirement soon, with his final matches coming between now and November, which is essentially after the playoffs. I'm not surprised if this is Busquets' last season. And I wouldn't be surprised, because I think if it wasn't his last season for the club, he would have extended it already, because Jordi Alba extended it a couple of months ago, and Messi, they're currently going through Messi's contract. They brought in the ball for the next couple of years. So I think they would kind of want to keep the team that we have already established. But it's looking like Busquets is not going to be in the plans for Inter Miami in the near future, which is okay, and that is definitely his decision. That's not the club's decision. That's obviously his decision for wanting to retire, for wanting to kind of hang up the boots after a very, very long and successful career, an amazing career at Barcelona for Spain. And now even he's still got it at Inter Miami. He's been bringing out amazing performances for Inter Miami. So shout out to Busquets. If this is his last season, then we don't have many games left to see him play. I think my last ever game in person to see Inter Miami as a season ticket member will be next Tuesday on the 30th. That, I think, is going to be my last ever game as a season ticket member and at Chase Stadium. So that's going to be my last ever time. So that's going to be extremely exciting and depressing at the same time, because I'm not going to be able to go to the other games because of work. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough saying goodbye to Busquets. Obviously, Messi is gonna be the toughest one, but a legend of the game. Growing up watching Busquets almost my whole life, it's crazy. It's pretty crazy. It's insane. But if it is, hopefully we do get to send him off in the right way, and that is with an MLS Cup title. So hopefully we get to do that for him. On the opposite end of that stick, we have, I don't know if that's an actual phrase, but Lionel Messi is reported to be extending his contract with Inter Miami for another 2 years. Now, if you ask me personally, I don't think Inter Miami, or I don't think Lionel Messi is going to be staying for 2 years. Genuinely speaking. And what's up, Mr. Duke from Chicago? All the love and all love to CS and Dan as well. I don't think he's going to be staying for 2 seasons. In my opinion, and this is just me, like, this is hypothetical. This is me, like, throwing out conspiracy theories. I think he's just putting out the 2-year contract for business purposes. And then I think he's just going to still retire after the World Cup. Like, or after World Cup, or at least after next season. Because, like, I don't know. I don't fucking, why would he stay? I just don't. Maybe it's to kind of help people, like, or sell tickets for the new stadium. I don't know. I just don't see, I don't see him staying for 2 seasons. Like, I don't understand why he would want to play for 2 seasons. Like, knowing that he most likely, like, he's going to be 40 or almost 40. I don't know. I think it's crazy. But if he does, then fucking props to him, dude. Like, props to him to Lionel Messi. More of him, more time to appreciate him and what we have left of him in his professional career. I won't be a season ticket member after this year, so I won't be seeing him as consistently or as often as I have been for the last couple of years. But it has been a pleasure and a joy and a privilege to watch this man play and perform game in and game out every single time, and he's never disappointed. And I don't think he'll be disappointing for the next 2 years. So hopefully, if he is here for the next 2 years, that we'd be appreciating, or we appreciate him like we always have, and he can always end on a high note. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about these 2 things happening. I do want to address this third thing. This third tweet that was posted by Tom Bogart earlier today, and he says former MLSer Mateusz Klisz on Inter Miami via sport.pl, translated from Polish. He says that I advise against Miami while Messi is there. It's a disaster of a club. People are fleeing from there. Organizationally, it's bad. And it's Messi's father who really runs the club. You know, there's kind of a hello? No sound? The hell? How did the sound go off? Bro. Dude, Streamlabs sucks. I'm going to stop using Streamlabs. Okay, I'm back. Okay. I'm going to stop using Streamlabs because this shit's getting ridiculous. Anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I don't know why that shit cut, but yeah, people. Okay, I forget what I was saying about this. Oh yeah, people are talking about this comment. They're saying that it's BS, or some people are agreeing with it. I just want to know, how does Klisz know how this club is being run? The only thing I know about Klisz is that he played for Leeds United a couple of years ago. That's all I know in the Premier League. Back when they like first got promoted to the Premier League, like after I don't know how many years. That's all I know about Klisz. And he was a good defender, and he was doing all right for DC. Other than that, what does this guy know about Inter Miami, or like what is happening in the organization? Was he linked to Inter Miami? Did he like get like an inside look at what the board members were like, and like he just didn't like it? He thought it was fishy. I don't know, but coming out and kind of talking about Inter Miami like that, I think is like very random, and it's like I don't even like, what does that have to do? Like, I don't know, like why was he even asked that? I don't know. It's a lot of people can speculate and talk about how Inter Miami is run, and saying like, oh, like, you know, we had like Sanlehi come in and out, and then we had you know, our boy Hendo leave, and you know, we had like Messi's godfather coming in and all that stuff. But it's like, And people are gonna make fun of it all they want, but I don't know. I think Inter Miami are just trying to build the best possible franchise that they can with the personnel that they have, and using Lionel Messi as that kind of outlet to bring these high reputable people in to improve their club, to improve the stature of their club, and they're just trying to do their best. But saying that it's a disaster of a club and people are fleeing from there, and organizationally it's really bad. I don't know. I don't know if I should be concerned, or like, I don't know if we should just ignore this. And he's saying that Messi's father's the one that really runs the club. I mean, Messi's dad is like a businessman. But I don't expect. I mean, like, maybe there are deeper things that are happening that I'm assuming. I'm sure that there are a lot deeper layers to this that we will never be able to get to the bottom of, because that's just how business works. That's how these major corporations run. But I don't know. Octi doesn't really. It looks like Octi doesn't really kind of go with it. Ruben says it was more of a bombshell. If former Inter Miami, that would be a bombshell. If, like, shout out to Ruben on that comment, it would be more of a bombshell if a former Inter Miami player spoke up, which they never will. They will 100%. They never will. But no reason to do that, because it will probably reflect poorly on them. Absolutely, yeah. Nobody that actually played for the club or will actually come out and say something negative about it. But anyways, I digress. I just wanted to comment on those things because they were illumining the internet, and I think it was only appropriate to kind of talk about these things. It's nothing really serious, but just to kind of address and kind of give my opinion and see what you guys had to say on that as well. Don't think it should be really anything concerning, as long as Inter Miami are not continue or just keep improving as a club. Continue to improve the benefits for season ticket members like myself, or I guess for the future season ticket members when I'm not there anymore. Or have good experiences when they're at the new stadium. If they're able to do all that and continue having good performances on the field, that's all I really care about, and that's what all Inter Miami fans should care about. But let's jump into the game against DC really quickly. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because this happened a couple of days ago, and I couldn't really dedicate a whole episode to this because of my busy schedule. But I'll just give my comments, and then we'll move to NYCFC. But I mean, hey, we fucking won, guys, right? we won a 3-2 victory against DC United. Lionel Messi yet again scores another brace to make it back-to-back wins for the Herons in what was an unconvincing win against one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the conference, at least. DC United are currently 14th place in the Eastern Conference with 31 games played and 25 points. That's 1 point above Montreal and 2 points behind 13th place Atlanta. So they're not doing the best. We knew that going into this game. So we thought this would be a really easy, quote unquote, victory. This definitely was a trap game. This definitely was a trap game the last time we played them. I think we tied 1-1 away from home. So that was also a pretty bad result, I guess you could say, against a really bad opponent, or a opponent that was not in good form. But this was definitely an unconvincing win. Lionel Messi added to his tally, like I said, with 2 more goals. That totals his tally to 22 in the MLS regular season. And that, what else? And that also, we also saw a goal from Tadeo Ashende, which is like his first goal in like a million years. Which, honestly, props to Tadeo Ashende. We have to give him props, or I want to give him props at least, because it was a really good finish. It was an amazing ball from Lionel Messi, which I'll talk about in a second. So shout out to Tadeo Ashende for finally getting a goal. We got to see Christian Benteke score. He scored it after he scored. And what else did we see? We saw fucking Silvetti miss a penalty. We saw Ustari not be able to catch a ball. We saw quite a couple of things. We saw a couple of things in the game. But before I dive into kind of the highlights, I do want to say here, because I do have a note that I wrote down saying that this is Messi's 16th game with at least 1 goal and 1 assist, tying Carlos Vela for the second most in a player's first 3 MLS seasons, and trailing only Preki with 17. 17 games. So that's like a weird stat, but like this is his 16th game in I guess in 3 seasons. Or at least in his first 3 seasons with the club, where he's gotten at least a goal and an assist, which is a lot. I'm pretty sure this is his 7th brace. This is his 7th brace, I believe, this season, if I remember correctly. Shout out to Scotty for that stat. So 7th brace of the season, which is a lot. He got 3 goal contributions. He could have scored a hat trick. Messi just absolutely popped off. And let's see the lineup. And going to the lineup, I'm trying to pull it up right now. Yeah, we got to. We saw Allen. We saw Jordi Alba play left wing, left wing. We saw De Paul play on kind of the right hand side with like Messi and Allende playing as the strikers. Messi would drop as far deep as he fucking could, playing as like that kind of that false 9 role. We saw De Paul playing on the right side, like I said. Boosie and Bright being like a double pivot in a sense in certain points. We had Noah Allen playing Falcon. We had Lujan, Chelo Engant, who didn't play good in my opinion, and then Ustadi, who didn't have the best game, but he made a couple of saves. Kind of going, like I said, going over the highlights of the game. The first moment I want to talk about is that fucking, I don't know if you guys remember, in the 20, I think it was the 22nd minute, 23rd, 24th, 25th minute, between that, in that time frame, Ustadi, or there was a shot like right outside the box, I'm pretty sure, and it landed right at the hands of Ustadi, and it completely slipped underneath his legs, and it went wide left. And you saw that he was frustrated because he wasn't able to catch that really easy save, and that almost resulted in a DC goal. So luckily, that didn't, but it was a very, very, very likely goal to concede there. So we got lucky on that one. Then what was it, like 10 minutes later, Tadej Allende, like I said, scores a golazo. Like, we have to admit that was a golazo, mainly because of Messi with a very long range pass from our own defensive third, essentially, and over to Allende, through ball between or through the defense. We normally been seeing passes like that by Boosie on the floor, and then Allende put on his finishing boots, was able to actually, put it past the goalkeeper and put it over the line. So a nice moment of brilliance from Lionel Messi, and like I said, we have to give Tadej Allende a lot of credit for finishing that play. This doesn't give him a pass, though. I just want to put that out there. This definitely doesn't give Tadej Allende any sort of pass for like all the times that he has missed. He still needs to actually consistently be good at finishing. But like I said, it does help with the confidence, finishing, a goal in the run of play. And hopefully he can just continue to do that. It's in this last like run of games. I believe we have like 7 games left of the regular season, I'm pretty sure. So he needs to kind of pick up that pace, be more consistent, have those finishing boots on for every single game that he can play. So then we can have the best chance of winning all these games, potentially winning Supporter Shield, and of course, potentially win MLS Cup. You guys are talking in the chat. Let's see what you guys have to say. Honest is asking about the rumors about Suarez retiring. We don't know. Well, yeah, like he's probably going to retire as well. Just nobody's really talking about it. They might extend him for another year, but we probably won't know that until the end of this season. CS says that it's an unconvincing win. Always struggling in the last 15 minutes of the game, says Clara. That's when most of the teams score against us. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I want to see if you guys are saying anything about Allende before I continue on with the game, or at least the moments that happen in the game, because the next goal is with Messi. Ball was soaking wet. I think people are being as hard. Oh, really? Tough conditions in the first half. The first half wasn't good, in my opinion, overall. Suarez will slow down Miami. They could lose if Miami is not efficient to score. Because of Allende, we are in Supporter Shield race. He is the GOAT. That is also a very exaggerated statement. Ashende is brick. I was surprised more that he scored that Messi amazing pass. Ashende's fate in the club. Ashende's fate in the club, I think, is already decided. It's a season-long sample size, and one game doesn't change that. 1,000% one game doesn't change that. What happened after that? The DC United equalized. I think it was in. Did they equalize or did we score a second? No, they equalized. Okay, yeah, no. Christian Benteke scored in the second half in the 52nd minute. They crossed the ball from the right, and the ball found Benteke where he gets ahead of his marker to now the ball to the bottom left corner for his 9th MLS goal this season. It was a header, like I said. It wasn't whatever. It is what it is. Benteke scoring a header. It just is what it is. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I'm just going through the moments of the game. Messi put Inter Miami back in front about 10 minutes later in the 66th minute. After a couple of passes, Jordi Alba slices the ball to the back line to find Messi on the right hand side of the penalty area, and then Messi just found the space, put the ball in the bottom right corner for that was his 21st goal of the season because he scored 22 after this. So it was a good goal by Messi, left-footed shot, bottom right corner. And it was just a really good goal, and Messi just continues to perform. Messi Alba linking once again for just another goal, and it puts Inter Miami on top. And at this point, Inter Miami, I think, are like, how would I say it? Now I think like they kind of want to go more defensively because they made the substitution of taking out Lujan. They took out a Lujan, and they took out of Chelo Wengant. Or excuse me, not more defensively, but I think they wanted to go more attacking because they took out Lujan, they took out Chelo Wengant, and they put in Baltasar, they put in Matteo Silvetti, and they put in Talasco Segovia later on in like the 69th or 70th minute. Which I thought, in my opinion, was probably the right move because we were kind of struggling against DC United defensively. I thought our defensive shape was not really the best. I don't know if Racing scored or not. I just heard my dad yell. Because Racing is playing Vélez in the Copa Libertadores. So that's funny. Anyway. So yeah, I thought we were struggling a really bad, and normally at this time, he's just yelling. Oh, I think Vélez scored. Hold on. This is hilarious. Let me check my phone. Okay, they're saying that Vélez scored, but I think it's like goal line technology or something, and they're saying it's not a goal. I don't know. I have no idea, but he's like yelling, and it's funny. Anyway. So yeah, we weren't good defensively. Our shape wasn't good defensively. Then we had like Busi in the back line, which ultimately he was kind of responsible for, what was it, the second goal that DC United scored. But I thought the subs were like good. Like it was good bringing on Silvetti, in my opinion. It was good bringing on. The one sub that was bad was taking off Yannick Bright, because they took off Yannick Bright for Telasco, and I thought that was bad. They took off Ashende and Yannick Bright for Telasco and Silvetti, I'm pretty sure. So I'm like, that taking off Bright I thought was a mistake because we were already struggling with transitions, with defensive transition, and DC United were definitely gonna get, in my opinion, I really thought they were gonna get another goal. So I'm like, how the fact that he did that, I thought was insanely surprising, and I didn't agree with that at all. I liked how Silvetti looked. He won the penalty. He ended up missing the penalty, which, if you want my opinion on that, I thought Messi did the right thing. He did like the selfless thing, and he wanted to give confidence to Silvetti. He won the penalty. He was like, I already have fucking 2 goals. let me give it to you. Get some confidence, get your moment. At the club, and Silvetti was extremely, extremely nervous, and he fucking just blasted that shit, hit the crossbar. So that was a mistake, but it ended up working out. Haha, it ended up working out because Lionel Messi scores an absolute fucking banger. That is the most Messi goal that you will ever see to make it 3-1 in the 85th minute. Segovia gives the ball to Busquets from the wing, passes it to Messi, who, because like Jordi Alba passes it to Busquets, or excuse me, I think it was Jordi Alba passes it to Segovia, then Segovia passes it to Busquets to Messi. Messi like fucking does some messy move, man. Like it like there's no other way to describe it except for a messy move. And he does like a messy move, cuts in on the left, gets by one, gets by two. I think he was surrounded by 3 or 4 defenders. Ends up putting the ball at top left corner, in the most messy way possible, scoring his 22nd goal of the regular season. And Inter Miami go up 3-1. And then DC United finish the game off with a goal of their own. It was just a bad goal. It was a bad goal to concede. It was good on DC's end because they were able to put it away and able to kind of take advantage of the transitions, the lack of positioning, et cetera, et cetera. Just really bad defending from Inter Miami. But it's not a good goal to concede on Inter Miami's end at any point in the game. It just wasn't. They just weren't there. Inter Miami were just not clicking defensively. I thought their shape was always kind of getting out of line, and it's not good to be that way at this point in the season where we need to be in tip-top shape. It was a good finish. I thought that Ustadi needed to. I don't know why Ustadi leaves that near post like so. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't a lot of space, but I think for a professional player, it's like you can find you will find that space. Like you will find that crack in between the goalie and the near post. It was a good finish. I don't know why Ustadi just doesn't cover that near post as much as he should. I don't know. It is what it is. But Cringe comments, Matt, do you agree that Inter Miami players play better when they're considered underdogs? During Club World Cup, they played every game to the fullest and performed. Now they're getting too comfortable towards the end of games. Do they play better when they're considered underdogs? It kind of depends on how you look at that, because Inter Miami are expected to win every game that they play, but they were only really considered underdogs at the Club World Cup. And maybe against like Seattle and maybe against Vancouver when we play them in CONCACAF Champions Cup. But they weren't really necessarily considered underdogs ever this at all, like since Messi arrived. And they probably do well when they're underdogs is because they're not expected to win. So when they do have when they do tie, when they do win, when they're not expected to, it's like, oh, okay, like you exceeded our expectations. But I think the standard that we hold to Inter Miami is extremely, extremely high, but it rightfully should be because of the players that we have on this team and because of what the board has promised. It should be win, 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 win. And that is our expectation. And that is what we should be expecting from a team with Lionel Messi, with Luis Suarez, with De Paul, with Jordi Alba, with Busi. Does that make sense? So, and complacency is definitely could be an issue. Complacency could be an issue for a lot of players when you're winning too much, because you get cocky, you become relaxed, you get comfortable, like you said. But I think Inter Miami, yeah, I think sometimes maybe they get a little bit too comfortable, and I don't know, but I don't know about comfortable. No, maybe I'll take that back. Maybe I just think Inter Miami just have no structure when it comes to, like I said, their defense. Like that's just really what kills them. their just overall team structure, I think, is a little bit off, and it's just a bunch of individuals that try to link up together rather than have 11 players that are perfectly in sync, um, like most other teams. So, let me see what you guys are saying. And I don't know if there's any place for Suarez left now that we have Segovia, Silvetti, Baltasar, and the GOAT. I don't know about the GOAT. Why do you keep referring to Shin as the GOAT? And I don't know about that one. But Suarez is going to be interesting to see back. And I guess, like, since we could talk about that, to be honest, since that's essentially done with it. We're essentially done talking about the DC United game. But Suarez, implementing Suarez back in the team, it's like it's gonna be seamless. I mean, like, it's not really gonna be. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to expect. Like, because I really want to see more of Silvetti and Baltasar and Segovia, but we can't have everybody at once. We're not going to be able to play a wide game against NYCFC at New York. We're going to be extremely at a disadvantage because I used to be an NYCFC fan. I still follow them from time to time. Like, I still follow them, like, casually. But and I went to Yankee Stadium a couple of months ago, and it's crazy how I haven't been there so long. So it was insane going there after so many years. And that field is tiny, man. That field is so tiny for a soccer field, and we're just gonna be extremely disadvantaged head to head against NYCFC. I think out of the 13 times that we've played them, we only beat them one time, and that was at home, I'm pretty sure. And that was like a million years ago. That was back in like 2020. That was back in 2022. Inter Miami versus NYCFC. That was back when we had Bryce Duke, Higuain, Ponzuelo, Robert Taylor, Jean Mota, Gregory, Yedlin, McVeigh, Damian Lowe, Gibbs. You guys remember Kieran Gibbs from Arsenal? We had him. That's crazy. We had Lassister, we had Vasilev, we still had Ryan Saylor at the time, Ulloa. We had Marksman, we had Mabika. I mean Mabika, the tall motherfucker. We had Breck Shea. That's crazy. And we beat them 3-2. We beat them 3-2 in the 84th minute. Like, we scored the winning goal. And then after that, it's been ties and losses, especially at Yankee Stadium. We suck playing in New York. So this is literally, NYCFC is literally our kryptonite, even with Messi. So see, it doesn't matter if Suarez is going to be playing up there, Messi, Jordi, they can have a whole freaking squad of legends up there. And I feel like we're just not going to be able to get one by NYCFC. It's oh wait, it's not Yankee Stadium, it's Citi Field or whatever. Or yeah, they're going to be playing in Citi Field. It's the same fucking shit. It's a baseball field. It's the same thing. It's a baseball field. So but like, no matter who we play, this is probably going to be the most difficult game that we have in our last stretch of games. Regardless of Suarez being back, it's going to be a really tough game. They're right above us in the standings. NYCFC, we have 28 games played with 52 points. NYCFC have 30 games played with 53 points, so we are 1 point behind them. If we do win this game, it will put us up in 4th place. It will put us 2 points clear from NYCFC, still with a game in hand from 3rd place and upwards. Excuse me. Actually, I lied. If we win this game against NYCFC, this would bump us to 3rd place, not 4th place, because Charlotte are sitting with 53 points. So if we win, we'll have 55. That'll put us in 3rd place and 3 points behind Cincinnati, still with a game in hand. So it'll put us in a really good spot if we can get a very rare victory against NYCFC on a baseball field. The field where Pipita Higuain retired from. I'll still never get over that. Problem is that Busi, Suarez, and Messi are all slow players against good teams. It's a dish for disaster defending in 7. They're not going to have to worry about that now, though. Like, this is actually probably, like, honestly, Maybe it depends on how you think about it or how you look at it. But if you really think about it, I feel like playing on a baseball field is like ideal for players like Messi, or maybe not Messi, but maybe like Suarez and maybe just Suarez because like there's very little amount of running. You can't play wide, so Jordy. Not, I don't want to say Jordy's going to struggle, but it's not really ideal when you want to play those wide balls. To Jordi Alba, or when you have Messi kind of roaming around, it's going to be very crowded in the midfield. Same thing with DePaul. Like it's probably not going to work out for them. But for Luis Suarez, it should be like great because like it's essentially playing on like a 5-a-side pitch or like a 7-a-side pitch. Um, so I think Suarez should be having a field day at City Field. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I hate doing like predictions on how on these kinds of things because it's like you really never know. I think I'm hoping for a win. I think we'll tie, but I'm just trying to hope for the best possible result. It's just MLS. Every team play 110% against them, and Miami are the villains. Yeah, that's also true. Casar. Soracti says, to be fair, it's not yet. Oh yeah, it's club is so young, damn young. Those players feel like one hell of a throwback. Yeah, right. Still, it literally feels like a million years ago. All those older players, like Ponzuelo, Bryce Duke, like it feels like that happened a million years ago. Like, but that was only 3 years ago. So it's crazy. Still a baseball field, which is embarrassing, but slightly better. Is it slightly better though? NYCFC is the hardest game in the schedule. If they beat, then it's 90% supporter shield. I guess if we beat them, then we're 90% chance of winning supporter shield. Yeah, because we're only gonna be a game in hand. We'll only be one game in hand of third place, Charlotte, or excuse me, second place Cincinnati, and then we'll be 3 points behind them. So then if we'll win our next game after that, then we'll be, I think, in first. So, because I think the game after that is against Chicago. Here, let me look that up actually. No, we have one more road game against Toronto, September 27th, which I won't be able to watch either. And then we have my last home game of the season against Chicago on Tuesday, September 30th, which should be an easy game at home. Same thing with New England. Same thing with Atlanta at home, and then Nashville away would probably be a little bit more difficult, but right now they're not really in the best form, so we'll see what happens on that. Is it artificial? It's artificial surface. Yes, it's a slow game with slow players. It would be hard for them to break the defense. I don't know if Messi won't do something. It would be hard. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I honestly don't know what baseball fields are like made of. I don't know if they use like actual grass. I'm pretty sure it's like artificial. Or I don't know if they like change the pitch. Like I don't know if they'd like roll something over it. For the soccer games. I genuinely don't know. I should know that, but for some reason I can't think of how they do it off the top of my head. Regardless, it's not going to be. Regardless, it's going to be it's going to be a difficult game, and it might be, depending on how you look at it, it's going to be a shitty game to watch, because of just how small it is. It's not. The Inter Miami players are going to need a lot of. It's going to take them a while to adapt to it. It's going to take a while to adapt to it. Mr. Duke says it's grass. Okay, so that's good at least. Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch baseball. I don't know anything about baseball fields. So I literally have zero clue on anything about baseball. I used to watch the Yankees a lot because I was born in the Bronx. So I would watch the Yankees a lot. I know Derek Jeter. I know Mark Teixeira. I know CC Sabathia. I know Aaron Judge. I know that other guy that graduated from my high school that now plays for the Yankees. Rizzo. I know Rizzo because he graduated from my high school. Yeah, but no, that's essentially it. That's all I got. The ball bounces too much in baseball, so they mainly use grass. That's pretty cool. Good for them. You see, we need to learn from baseball. We need to learn from baseball and actually start and have more grass pitches implemented for fucking soccer, dude, and not have these turf pitches. I hate it. But anyway, guys, let's go straight to predictions because I think we already we're already here for like, what is it, like 30 something minutes? Yeah, we've been talking for about 40 minutes, I believe. Yeah, 40 minutes. So let's go jump straight into predictions because I still have to make some dinner. Um, Inter Miami versus NYCFC. Like I said, NYCFC are currently one position above us, in fourth in the Eastern Conference standings, and they have Keaton Parks injured, which is huge for us. That's bad for them because Keaton Parks is a pretty good player. They've been in a pretty decent run of form. They just beat Charlotte 2-0. They just beat Columbus 3-2, and they beat Chicago away from home 3-1, which is very impressive in my opinion. It's normally playing Chicago at home is very difficult. I know for a fact we struggled against Chicago when we played at their home. So they're not doing bad. They'll have Maxi Morales, they'll have Martinez, they'll have Wolf, I'm assuming. Who else do they have on there? They have Freese, the goalkeeper. Who else am I missing? Who's that other Argentinian guy that I can't remember his name? Or did I say him already? Is it Nicolas Fernandez? Nicolas Fernandez, Ojeda, who's also Argentinian. They have Julian Fernandez as well, who's also Argentinian. Who else do they have? They have Hack, who's been in academy. He's been there forever. Hack has been there forever. He's been there when I was a fan. He's 24 now. Damn, he's my age. That's crazy. He was like an academy player. I remember playing in FIFA with him. Their defenders are pretty good. Thiago Martins is pretty good, and then Raul is really good as well. Two Brazilian defenders. They should be pretty tough to get by. So this is going to be a tough game. I don't want to say happy with the tie, but anything but a loss against NYCFC at a baseball field, I think is a good result in my opinion. I would hope for a 2-1 win. I'm hoping for a 2-1 win, but if I want to be a little bit more realistic, I think it is going to be 1-1. I hope. Because I really don't want to predict an Inter Miami loss. I really, 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 really don't. Gassar is saying a 2-2 or a 3-2 win if we are lucky. Okay. Props for predicting Inter Miami win. I was really expecting a lot of people to predict an Inter Miami loss, but 2-2 or 3-2, I'll take that. We have CS saying 2-1 for Inter Miami. I like that prediction a lot. I'm hoping for that prediction too. That is honestly the best case scenario for us. Damn, I really want to go back to New York. I kind of want to visit New York again. Now talking about the Yankees and the Bronx and shit. Not Citi Field because fuck the Mets, right? But yeah, no. Like I said, to wrap things up before we head out and I go make some dinner and go watch Racing play Vélez. I think we just scored actually because my dad just yelled again. We did. It's the 82nd minute and we scored. It's 2-0 on aggregate. Okay, I have to go watch the game or finish watching the game. But thank you guys so much for watching. This is going to be a pretty difficult game against NYCFC. I appreciate you guys' patience as well. I know I've been super busy the last couple of days, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be straight up. It's going to continue to get busy at least until like November. So it's gonna I just ask for your patience. This is like the busiest time of the year for me between now and November, December. It's super busy with soccer starting. It's like sports season essentially, right? I work in sports, right? So we have college soccer going on. We have college volleyball going on. Obviously, I'm trying to keep up with the professional sports as well, like college football, NFL, Premier League, things like that. Inter Miami, obviously. Argentinian football, obviously, Racing Club is playing, and making time for my family, making time for my hobbies. I'm trying to like get everything together and hopefully have something more structured as I prepare for this fall. So I'm trying my best to prepare for the fall and trying my best to give content for you guys. If anything, if I don't do live streams like this, I'll probably just do like really short videos that I can like put together and just publish it for you guys. So at least you'll have something. But like for example, I'm not going to be able to watch the game tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to go live after the game tomorrow. Same thing on Saturday. I'm not going to be able to go live. I'm not going to be able to watch the game. So if anything, I'll just have to put those two in one episode or like do just like a 5-minute episode for each stream or for each game. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. But anyways, like I said, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Make sure you guys eat, drink water, be safe, watch some football, watch any sport, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, or I'll see you guys probably Thursday if I put out a video, or maybe if I have time, I will go live. But definitely expect content to come out on Thursday. Have a good rest of your night, guys. Val Miami. Ciao, muchachos.